October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and if you've been following Chemistry Productions on Tumblr or on YouTube, then you'd know we've been talking about domestic violence every single day. And some of you might ask, if Chemistry Productions is a media education company, then why are we talking about domestic violence? I know it's a public health issue, but... So we feel that our platform, which is media-based, can be used to educate people about domestic violence. And also, if you look in film or different types of media, domestic violence is an issue that's talked about quite often. For example, let's take the movie The Color Purple. So The Color Purple is a fairly old movie. I mean, it was released back in the 1980s, I believe. And it stars people like Oprah Winfrey, Danny Glover, and who could forget Whoopi Goldberg. The movie itself centers around the character Celie, who's played by Whoopi Goldberg. Celie is shown in the beginning of the movie giving birth to children who she believes is fathered by her actual dad. But, spoiler warning, it turns out that's not her father. Which makes it a little bit better because that would be creepy. Well, the guy is really old and Celie is fairly young in the beginning of the movie, so it's still creepy. As the movie progresses, the man who Celie believes is her father gives her away to another man named Albert Johnson. She calls Albert Johnson Mr. Now, Mr. is shown in the movie throughout the entire movie as being very abusive and hurting Celie on many occasions, exerting his dominance over her. He doesn't want Celie talking back to him, and Mr. pretty much believes in the traditional gender roles, which are that a woman should serve her man and the man should be in charge and not have any back talk. Mr. was previously married before Celie was introduced into his life, and he gave birth to, well, his wife gave birth. His wife gave birth to 3 children. And one of the main children that is talked about throughout the entire movie is Harpo. Later on in the movie, Harpo comes across and marries a woman named Sophia. They have a child together. Sophia is depicted as being an independent woman. She's out to get her own, and she's not going to take any back talk from anybody. She doesn't fulfill this traditional role that a woman should have. And Harpo starts to resent Sophia later on in the movie because of how independent she actually is. He wants her to serve him. Sort of like how Mr. is being served by Celie. But Sophia doesn't really ask for much. I mean, she asks for Harpo to take care of their child. She asks for Harpo to take care of the garden. Simple chores. So Harpo talks to his father, Mr. about this, and Mr. says that he should hit Sophia.
Say what?
And then he talks to Celie, and Celie, not knowing any better because of how she's been treated throughout her life, says that Harpo should beat Sophia. And that's how we come to this famous quotable line of the movie.
All my life I had to fight.
Pretty much when Harpo tries to beat Sophia, they end up in a fight, a domestic dispute, what have you, and it doesn't work. And this is where I pause the whole synopsis of the entire movie and where I talk about gender roles. So as traditional gender roles go, the man is supposed to be the head of the household, he's supposed to be in charge, and the woman is supposed to serve him, to always be his maid, I guess. This consists of the woman cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids if they have any, and the man is supposed to work and provide for the family and be the protector. So in this day and age, we've definitely seen a shift in how gender roles are perceived. And that's because we have many women who are out in the workforce and they're independent and they're getting their own money. And also because we're realizing that women aren't servants. So, in the case of Harpo and Sophia, this was a power play here. Harpo wanted to exert his dominance over her and exhibit these traditional gender roles. I've been on social media a lot, and it always makes me laugh when I see people talking about gender roles or what they expect out of their partner. In some cases, I see men saying they want their woman to cook and clean for them, but in response to this, I always say, okay, you want the traditional woman or the traditional woman filling that traditional gender role, but are you the traditional man? Now, the traditional man would provide for the family. He would be the protector of the family. He wouldn't be laying up and smoking all the time and drinking and expecting his woman to serve him while he's not doing anything. But then I argue you have some people out there, both men and women, that become so independent that they cannot be talked to or reasoned with. And this is where communication comes into play here. People need to lay out on the table what they expect out of a relationship. If a man wants certain things out of a relationship, he has to talk to his partner about it. If a woman wants certain things out of a relationship, she has to talk to her partner about it. And I say partner because these individuals could be gay, straight, what have you. If as a man in a heterosexual relationship, you want a woman to cater to your needs more, then you have to ask yourself, are you catering to her needs? Everything is a balance, yin and yang. The good, the bad, the submissive and the dominant, the masculine and the feminine, and we need to get all of that in check. As a woman, if you want your man catering to your needs, you have to ask yourself, are you catering to his? As a nation, as a people, we've become very, very selfish, and we want people to do for us, but we don't want to do for them. And this is where I want to talk about this topic of being submissive. Now, a lot of people think of submissive as a negative thing, but submission is not necessarily always negative. For example, if as a man, your partner, whether male or female, asks you to go out and get some groceries, and you say, okay, I'll do it, that's a form of submission. And if as a woman, your woman or man partner asks for a massage and you oblige and give them a massage, that's a form of submission. So being submissive is not necessarily a bad thing all the time. It consists of making your partner feel happy, make them feel wanted, make them feel necessary. And your partner should be doing the same thing for you. Give and take. Everybody should be equal. Now, obviously, you're going to have some people that are more dominant than others, some people that are more submissive than others. That's just human nature. But in terms of gender roles, if you want the traditional man or the traditional woman, you have to ask yourself, are you the traditional woman or the traditional man? Or if you're in a gay relationship, are you the traditional man? What? I'm not gonna even touch that. But that applies to heterosexual relationships. In gay relationships, the dynamic might be a little different. I should either write something on that or get a gay contributor to help me with this topic. Anyways, that pretty much touches on this traditional gender role situation. With Harpo and Sophia, maybe Harpo could have talked to Sophia about what he expects in the relationship, and Sophia could have done the same as well. That wraps it up for this video. Thank you for watching, and please follow Chemistry Productions on our Tumblr page, on this YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe, like, and comment, and look at our information on domestic violence. We also provide some solutions for people that are in abusive relationships and how they can get out, or the different outlets that they can reach out to, or how outlets can reach out to these people. Domestic violence is a very serious issue, and I put it in the same category as cancer, as HIV. A lot of people die from this. And it's very important that we show people who are in abusive relationships that they matter.
Chemistry Productions.